So last night, you were wishing for some tier 3 armor, right? Yeah. You're wishing for some tier 3. Now, did you specifically wish for naval camo tier 3? Because look what we got. Are you happy? Okay, so before I proceed with this video, for some of you it might be a little bit too long. So by all means, if a certain skin here has caught your eye, if you just want to get a good look at it right now, just look at the description, scroll down, all the chapters are there, right? So for the first half of this video, I talk about potential nice investments, could these skins actually retain their value? But of course, in the later half, we then actually showcase all the skins in game. So again, if something has caught your eye and you really want to get a good look at it, by all means, just skip ahead. I'll provide all the chapters to you. Who was it that wished for tier 3 but didn't wish specifically? I want you to stand up. I want you to stand up so we can all... all right, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. But so I was anticipating this. I thought at least 1 week we'll have 2 armored double doors. Lo and behold, a very nice artistic one, a transparent hatch one. Can't complain about that. Another redemption skin. Another Thundergold skin. Okay, but the Thundergold SKS is quite funny. We had the No Mercy SKS, which was basically a white design. Then last week, we had the Porcelain SKS, which is basically a white design. And now we have Thundergold SKS, which is a white design. Olympus SKS is also in the workshop. So if we see that next week, I'm just going to laugh. We'll see. Anyway, okay. So yeah, we did get clothing armor this week. Are you pleased? I know a lot of people are quite interested with the hoodie and pants, but I will be honest with you, when I actually properly showcase it to you, I think you might temper your ambitions, your hopes. I don't want to sound mean, but when you see it for yourself, you'll be like, oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, hang on a minute, yeah. Wrought iron locker. Well then. So we do see a brand new collection on the horizon. I'll point out there's a wrought iron fridge on the workshop. But more specifically, that's a transparent locker. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. So we'll be talking about that. But yeah, that might be proving to be quite interesting and quite valuable. So, oh, come on, Hedge. You can't forget about HellCore. So consistently, we have seen HellCore skin after HellCore skin after HellCore skin. Consistent acceptances every other week. And yes, there's an M249 on the workshop. But please be aware, do not forget, Easter skin submissions are this upcoming weekend. And then, of course, we have 2 weeks of Easter. But that M249 could be accepted. Now, we'll talk about that because there might be a bit of funny business with that. But let's just put that all aside. Out of all these skins, which happen to be abnormal? Let's start off with that. And it's going to be pretty easy because it's just literally 1 skin this week that's abnormal. It's just the crossbow. So we have 14 skins in total, and only 1 is not abnormal. 13 of them are abnormal. What? Yeah, we got quite a lot to chase after next Wednesday. Yeah. So just to confirm, if you're to go look at like all the skins here, you notice they all have their links prepared. They're all abnormal except 1. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that. But let's also just quickly show you micro522.com. A brand new batch of skins have been accepted, and that's what their scores were the second they were accepted. Now, a lot of people do question me, like, do the votes even matter in the workshop? Look at those hoodie and pants. They got, like, hardly any votes, and yet they were still accepted. At the end of the day, it's Facepunch that chooses and decides. Now, with all due respect, Luno, yours were getting attention. People were, like, looking at yours and liking yours. It doesn't matter. If we see collection continuations, people will start liking it regardless. All right? So, all right, fine, fair enough. But I repeat, this upcoming weekend, it will be Easter skin submissions, so don't assume you're going to see collection continuations immediately, all right? And do keep an eye out with the Easter skin submissions. I have this collection linked in the description. This is obviously run by TGG, so you probably might realise we'll probably be talking about Easter skins for a while with the Rust Workshop skin checks. Yippee! But then again, it doesn't hurt to keep an eye out for all the collection continuations. And by the way, you know, as we switch over to here, when new items are added, you know, we can see them on SCMM. So the bunny costume, the 3 wallpapers, 2 wallpapers and a floor paper, I'll have you know, and the Rustage egg, yeah, they're all there now. But, you know, if you've been keeping an eye out with Mr. Protox on Twitter, for example, you probably were fully well aware of all this. But it's in the game now. So April Force Wipe, the 1st and 2nd week of April, we're going to see that content being added, and we're going to have 2 Easter Rust doors. So keep that in mind. We're not going to be seeing any collection continuations for a while, potentially. Unless they've already been submitted beforehand, next week's Rust store will still be a normal non-holiday store, but we're not going to be seeing more submissions for a while, okay? So there will be that 2-week break, but after that, no holidays until, well, Halloween, hopefully. We're not going to suddenly do a lot more holidays, are we? Is there any holidays during the summertime? Well, at least June, July, August, anyway. So, all right then. I mean, they could probably do like a World Cup set. I want to see some more football kits, yeah. That'd be funny. Anyway. So, closing this, let's just refresh. I can confirm it's been about 4 hours since the Rust rotated. And as you might notice, wow, okay then. The skins are selling okay. But compared to the previous week, they're not really selling that much. I could still expect them to sell decently. But, yeah, it's not as wild compared to the previous week. So, all right, fair enough. I reckon we'll still see some skins here, potentially getting somewhat close to 30,000. Maybe it'll slow down. Again, once people realise what these skins actually look like in game or whatnot, I'm sure, you know, things might change a fair bit. You get the idea. Okay, so cool. Right, anyway, so let's also point out player count. It is starting to drop off. So I'm just going to reference this once. It is the Easter dip period. March and April, there tends to be a bit of a drop off with the player count. This happens pretty much every single year. It was expected, we know about this, and that's why I'm going to reference this video right over to here. So that is this. Yep. Basically, less people playing, less demand for skins, lower skin prices. Now you might sit there and say, oh no, we're doomed. No. Great time to buy. Oh. So yeah, if the prices are dropping off, it's time to start spending that post-Christmas profit. And it's time to start looking around and identify some nice potential things to invest into. Funnily enough, you could look at the storage collections. They've suffered real badly. Have you seen Xenotype? Oh. So I do basically go all over that. Christmas skins. Right now is probably a great time to start looking at Christmas skins. You'd assume around November, December time, based on the prices that the new Christmas skins are currently at. It's expected they'll still at least double in price over the course of the next several months, around November, December time, right? So that's up to you. That video's right there. It'll explain everything, and it'll kind of get you in the right mindset for how to approach everything. So, cool, understood, all good. So that's a nice thing to be aware of. So yes, player count is dropping off, prices are dropping off, but after that, it's the summertime. Keep your head up. Everything will work out nicely eventually. So initially, don't be surprised that these skins drop off for a while. But if we do see collection continuations, oh yeah, it'll spike up lovely, oh yes. But yeah, it's expected we're going to go through a bit of a bad period. Like, just take a look at the recent Rust stores. So, you know, January time, it was only 2 months ago. Notice how a lot of the skins are down quite bad. So if you've ever questioned, Hedge, why do you offer so low of buy orders? I can foresee the future. Now, this tends to happen. We know when we're going to have bad times, so we anticipate that, and we put some pretty okay barders down, and, well, lo and behold, it just keeps happening over and over and over again. Rust skins are pretty easy to decipher. All right, anyway, so, okay, cool, understood. So, all right then, some interesting skins, oh yes, indeed, but could they actually turn out to be quite nice, interesting investments in the future? How about we sit down now, go through all these skins, discuss, you know, how could they work out, and then, of course, after that, we'll go in-game and get a good look at all the brand new skins. Acid Arachnid Hoodie and Pants. So I know a lot of people have just looked at this and thought, oh, wow, it's a green hoodie and pants. Oh, surely that's going to be great. Surely that's going to be totally fine. But I just I hopped in-game a little bit earlier. I've already taken some screenshots, and you might be able to see, even with, like, when it's minimized like so, you might notice that the hoodie and pants don't seem to be very nice for the plains, like the forests. The open fields. We got that open fields. Yeah, it's a bit dark green, but the chest area on the hoodie. Oh, it's bright. And basically, over to here, you might notice even in the shade, it's noticeable. It doesn't glow, but it's noticeable. However, you know, you could just cover it up. Oh, there you go. A nice, simple, somewhat cheap solution of a Temple Tier 3, a road sign kilt. That is the Reptile Hunter road sign kilt. All right, maybe it's not too bad. But I kind of roll with the idea of, well, you know, you could just like wear any old sort of darkish clothing, and it's going to be cheaper than that, isn't it? Because the hoodie and pants are $1.49 each. Now, I'll sit here and say, if we do see a collection continuation being produced and accepted, well, okay, I can still see that, right, you know, work out quite nicely. But we do have 2 weeks of Easter in the way. And even in the jungle, there are better options. Like, if you only care about, like, some good shaded clothing, I mean, there are other options out there, right? Like, you could just get UFO set. And that's not too pricey at the moment. Might still be a little bit more, but then even for like a full set, it'd still be like around the same price as the hoodie and pants. So I kind of wouldn't be surprised if it does drop off. I know some people are going to probably try the best to say, hey, surely it's good and all that, but it's the light. Not the light, but it's the eyes. It's too bright. So yeah, all right, start looking around for something that you could cover it with. Hey, if you think it could work out, that's fine, but I'm just having my doubts. And of course, we'll hop in game, we'll showcase it a little bit more. So look at the description, look at the chapters. I will mention when we're going to start showcasing like the green camouflage checks for the hoodie and pants. It's just, yeah, you might need to try and cover that up. So, all right. So after just seeing those pictures, what are your thoughts now? Because, yes, it's the top selling skin so far, but is it going to stay that way? Or will people kind of open their eyes? I mean, it could still work out nicely. We actually got some clothing. I'm quite happy to a point. But why are we not really seeing that much clothing and armor as of recent? It is a bit strange. Now, of course, we have seen some other sort of like green options over the past years. So, you know, we had the Slime Monster hoodie and pants. That's not good. It's too bright. But that still worked out quite nicely. It's not doing too bad. If we see a sequel this upcoming Halloween, that'll still spike them on spiking price. Because again, so as long as you see sequels, more of it being made and accepted, people still want more. So, all right. Yes, I'd always mention Flashback's hoodie and pants. To be honest with you, you could just probably still go grab that. But it's going to be a little bit more expensive, for sure. But then again, I feel a whole lot more comfortable running around with this in an open field in comparison to this right here. And again, you might say, what about the big red dot there? From a distance, you don't notice it. You could still use like Twitch drops, such as the Team Rocket hoodie. I mean, that's totally perfectly fine. I wouldn't say no to that. All right, then. You could also consider like Elite Crate hoodie and pants. That's not too expensive. $2.66 for that hoodie. I think the pants are a fair bit cheaper. They're like $1 or so. So again, it probably equal to about $3. So there's definitely options, all right? There's definitely other options out there that you could look at in comparison to this. So I'm just not 100% sure. But then again, if it drops off quite nicely, and then, you know, maybe around the second week of April, when regular skin submissions are back, keep an eye on the workshop. You might see Acid Arachnid Tier 3 or Tier 2. So there's still some good promise there. It's still a budget option. I'm not going to hate on it. I want to see if it actually does manage to progress. But I can't help but sit here and say, boy, I would have loved to have seen Black Ops Tier 2 or Naval Camo Tier 3 today. Right, anyway, so, hey, new potential collections to look forward to. I'll just put my hands up and say, all right, then. All right. It looks cool, but it's not a camo. I think that might be the way to say it, yeah. Right, so, keep up the good work, Mr. Kit. We'll be keeping an eye out. Now then, this is going to be pretty easy because I don't have to go through the efforts in explaining it. Mr. Silver Spook's a good tool. Let's see here, about a month and a half ago. He made a very, very special video highlighting two particular, let's go over here, two particular lockers that have transparency. That being the bamboo cage locker and the bones cage locker. So if I could just quickly navigate over to here and, oh, what's this? So, it's so cheap to build a faster boat in the naval update. Rust boat building, tips and tricks. It doesn't really reference it, but yes, you can see it in the thumbnail. Basically, you could treat this like a well, extra walls, barricades, and you can still see through them. We were utilising them in the Armada event like a month ago. Yeah, that actually proves to be quite successful. We have just got a brand new transparent locker. And then, you know, considering after this video, everybody bought out both of these, I can't help but assume wrought iron might have a pretty interesting potential future. First of all, let's just point out both those lockers right now, they were higher prices, but they've basically like relaxed at around $4 now. So yeah, both of them are at least $4. The brand new wrought iron locker, well, that's $2.49. Well then. Huh. Now, should I also point out, I mentioned it earlier, this is a sequel to the barbecue we had the previous week. And I can confirm to you, we also happen to have a very interesting fridge on the workshop as well. So, yeah, we could potentially see a proper, interesting, wrought iron deployable set on the horizon. First of all, I'll ask you, well, what would you like to see being made next? You can't say door. You're not allowed to have a transparent door. You can't have that. You could, no, you're not allowed to have a fully transparent door. No, cancelled. Right, you're not having it now. I'm not sure. What about like a metal frame bearskin rug? Wrought AK. I mean, yeah, sure. Let's try and see if we could have like a fully transparent AK. Someone did try that before. I have seen that attempted, like wireframe designs and all that. But yes, I think that's going to probably stick with deployables. I mean, a chair and table would be pretty sweet, but that's up to the skin creator. So basically, I expect to see more deployables being made, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of them being accepted. Now, how far will it go? That's another thing to question. But yes, again, Easter's in the way. So that might be a bit of a problem, but it's only going to be 2 weeks. So after that, well, we'll see. And again, the fridge could still be accepted next week. So, all right, then, you're interesting. Considering loads of people want transparent lockers, I think people might be jumping onto you regardless. So it's the third best-selling skin so far. It wouldn't surprise me now that you've seen it yourself, and well, you know, I've talked about it. It wouldn't surprise me if people probably jump onto it, and that ends up becoming the top-selling skin of the week. Yes. So if it sells too much, okay, that might be a bit of a problem, but I don't think it's going to sell too ridiculously regardless. So okay, you're probably the most interesting thing this week. Yeah, I probably would say that again. Considering there's demand and these are more expensive, people are going to look at that and they're going to probably jump onto it, especially with potential collection continuations on the horizon. Protector armored double door. You know what? I'll talk about both the armored double doors at the same time. This one right here, this has transparency in the hedges. And surprisingly, it's 50 cents cheaper. I'm not sure why that one's the cheaper one. Fair enough, maybe they do want people to buy this. Because what we also happen to have is the porcelain armor double door, and coincidentally I uploaded my short video showcasing it today. God, good timing, Hedge. That is a piece of art. That is a work of art. It is exquisite. It is beautiful. And that's the other side. Let's show the front side. Front side's more funny. So, you know, you've got like, yeah, here, let's just go here. I'm super zoomed in. Whoop, there you go. Look at that. So much fun going on, so much silliness going on. That is awesome. Why is there a chicken there? I don't know why the chicken's there. He looks very scared. Also, is that flipped? I think that's flipped. Anyway. Focusing. That is a lovely piece of art. It is a sequel for the Porcelain Collection. And should I remind you, somewhat recently we saw the sheet metal double door being accepted. That has like, that's worked out very nicely. But then again, how much more often would you use a sheet metal double door in comparison to an armor double door? True. Okay, so 2 armor double doors in the same rust door. Are we either going to see that high of sales? Let's also just quickly remind you, previously we have had, you're looking at lock Hedge, whoopsie, sorry. Previously we have seen the Apotheosis War and the Nuke Room armor double door, 18,300 and 25,000 subscribers. I'm kind of rolling with the idea that both of these are going to barely do 15,000 subscribers. That's a very, very rough estimate. Very rough estimate. But this rust door really isn't moving that much. So if that does happen, I think both of them are pretty viable for some very nice looking designs. Pay to win feature, and of course with what we have here, our lovely piece of art. That's also $3. This is $2.49. Protector collection, let's also just remind you, well, I mean, the doors have worked out quite all right. And with the arrival of this today, could we see the garage door actually bounce up? It probably has. Let's click you. Let's go over to the Steam market. Let's just see how you're currently holding up. It's like $3 almost. Can we confirm that? Yeah, it's basically the same. Yeah. So, okay. There is a collection there, but it's not exactly doing stupendous and amazing. But yeah, I mean, it actually got accepted. That's cool. Are we still going to see another Armor Double Door next week? It could happen. There's still more interesting collection continuations that were supplied. And literally just after Easter, don't be surprised if we still see some of those Armor Double Doors potentially being accepted as like super late picks. I've seen things like that before. So we'll see. We will see. So both of them, they are looking appealing. And by all means, comment below. Which of the two is your favourite? Do you prefer pay-to-win feature or do you prefer art? Wasteland Recruiter Tier 3 Armour. You're not the naval camo. How dare you exist? I'm joking. But anyway, congratulations to Luno. They have appeared like kind of out of nowhere. Yeah. Anyway, so Tier 3 Armour was accepted. It's pretty grounded. It's not super flashy. It's not super colourful. And I've already put some tweets out here. Let me take a little look over to here. So let's go ahead and look at the Hedge Twitter. He's always posting some random silly things. Such random, silly little things. So yeah, we're starting a brainstorm. What potential things people might want to wear with it. Oh look, an interesting combination with Island Assault. Alright, fair enough. And from Mr. Waldoonaald, we've got a mix of Blackout and Predator hoodie and pants. Ooh, okay. So Blackout kilt, Predator hoodie and pants. He's got the boxer's gloves, if I can recall. Aren't they leather gloves? I can't remember. Anyway. So yeah, you could make some pretty interesting kits with it. But of course, we're also anticipating actual collection continuations. But these are priced at $2 a piece. Oh, okay. Oh, $2 a piece. Well, I don't want to dismiss it. Because, again, I can respect an interesting, grounded approach. Do you remember last year when I initially dismissed Island Assault Tier 3? And then what happened, Hedge? Well, yeah. Then we start to see a lot of it being accepted, and then it worked out wonderfully. Can you respect it as a grounded approach? Can you respect it that it could still potentially get collection continuations and still spike them on, spike and price ever so nice? Now, conveniently, it's not selling too ridiculously. Maybe that also probably only do around 15,000 subscribers. I'm not going to hate that. But I don't know what to expect. It's a new skin creator. Are they going to take their time? Are they going to rush the next stuff out? Are they aware they're technically supposed to be submitting Easter skins this weekend? We don't know. But we can sit and wait. So we don't need to rush into making any purchases because, of course, pretty much every single skin this week is abnormal except the bow, the crossbow. So I assure you this, it's probably a lot smarter to do the abnormal barders first. Which is why we're now going to segue over to talking about the abnormal barders. Wow! So last night we did the abnormal barders for the previous week. I did buy some skins. So of course we talked about the furnace and all the various other skins. But basically, only the HellCore bow looked interesting to me. And after doing the barders, yeah. So I bought 50 of the HellCore bows last night. If you want to see how we slowly kind of like unraveled all of this, consider watching the first 5 minutes of this. Scroll down, skip ahead to the part where we do the actual barders. It says the barders, the chapter. And then listen in as I talk about the skins with the abnormal barder support. Basically, afterwards, we look at all the barders and all the skins. We see how many barders they have, how high the price goes, and then we actually question, could these skins actually retain their value? The only skin last night, it looked to be the HellCore bow. The possibilities with instant collection continuations and whatnot, well, also had transparency. The only other bow that compared to it was the Black Ops bow. That did 36,000 subscribers and was comfortably in the positive. HellCore bow sold like a quarter of the amount and got a sequel. So, I'm just saying, yeah. Pretty interesting details happen there. So, all right, cool. So, yeah. Make use of the abnormals and the time advantage we have. I would definitely recommend it. It definitely helps out in trying to get like a final sort of decision figured out. So, cool. Curse of the Drowned treasure bag. Okay, you know what? That's a pretty cool looking design. And of course, it's a sequel. So if you aren't fully well aware, we had the small box. We've now got the sleeping bag. Could we see the large box? And could we, potentially see a lot more? I kind of want to see the skin creator to just make like a door skin because he did recently submit a different door skin. He didn't reference it or like connect it to the set, but I think you could just give it a green hue. How do I pronounce it? Anyway, do you know what I'm saying? Just give it a bit of green. That'll do. A nice glow-in-the-dark, transparent wooden door, that'd be fine. I would be upset with that. So, I mean, it's up to the skin creator. I might knock on his door and say, why not just consider it? But yes, are we actually going to see collection continuations? Or probably not. I mean, next week, maybe. But not for a while, I reckon. Now, independently, glow-in-the-dark sleeping bags. Let's just quickly go ahead and showcase to you. I did kind of look at that with some positivity. I did expect it to drop down in price. I thought maybe at its lowest it would go down to around $2. Lo and behold, we're currently going through the Easter dip, and that's still only at $2. I'm not upset with what I see there. I can respect that people like glow-in-the-dark sleeping bags. And surprisingly, last year we didn't really get that many. Well, I mean, we've got the Twitch drama, but that's the thing, marketable ones. Maybe that might be different this year. Maybe we do see a whole lot more. I would respect it, and I want to keep an eye on the sales. If it's not too high sales, it's definitely going to look a lot more interesting. So, okay. All right, fine. We'll leave you for now, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm going to wait for the sales. Space Station Barbecue. All right, okay. Another space-themed skin has been accepted. Not sure about this barbecue, though. So let's just quickly go ahead and point out Nuke Vibes is still half in price. Abyss, well, you're part of the Abyss collection. People like that collection. Raw Time just got a collection continuation instantly, so that's kind of working out very nicely. I'm not sure what to expect with you. But then again, you know, you do pair up quite nicely with the base building skin and whatnot, so, okay. And of course, we have had some other space-themed doors and all that. I don't think you're going to sell that much. Maybe that will help you out quite a lot. But other than that, I don't really know what else to say. It's another barbecue. Do you reckon we'll see an Easter-themed barbecue being produced? I'm still kind of expecting that. And I kind of would be surprised if they get accepted. I mean, we're also kind of expecting Salvaged Axes as well. By the way, Salvaged Axes is the brand new Skinnable for April 2026. Hope you're looking forward to it. But yes, there could be a lot more. But do people actually care enough to skin their barbecues? I mean, role players might. Are you role players? Anyway, yeah, I don't really know what to expect, but it's abnormal, so we could do the abnormal barders and we clear it afterwards, right? We can look at it afterwards and then question if we actually want to jump onto it, or just stick with our barders. Deep Ruby Tactical Gloves, right. So Deep Ruby Collection just keeps getting a little bit more, like, every now and then. I have to kind of give it a good clap. What about the tier 3 face punch? I mean, if they accepted tier 3 with this store, I wouldn't be fully upset. But, I mean, hey, maybe I complete the sets down the road, we'll see. Alright, well, I mean, sure, I'm not going to complain. I am surprised it still manages to get skins accepted. But, hey, it does. How long did that wait? 3 months. Okay, that's a super late pick. I think you're the only super late pick for this Rush store. Looks that, yep, that seems to be the case. Yep. All right, fair enough. Sure. The whole collection doesn't appear to be super in demand. So I think I will just stick with a barter there. Who here appreciates being purple? A very bright, shiny purple thingy. Sure. Right, okay, I'll just leave it. I'll keep an eye on the sales. We'll see how it progresses. And then we have Thundergold SKS. So I pointed it out earlier. For the previous 3 skins now, No Mercy SKS, Porcelain SKS, and Thundergold SKS. White and black, white and blue, but from a distance it's all white. And now we have Thundergold. Thundergold with its lovely pearlescent white and its gold trim. From a distance it's white. Okay. Well, I'm under the impression now it's not going to sell that much. But I don't think that would be too bad for the Thundergold collection. As you might notice, it's doing quite nicely at the moment. But the weapons have dropped off. Now, just this past post-Christmas, nearly every single weapon skin was in the positive. Then we have more skins accepted. And then, of course, you know, it's not post-Christmas anymore. It's now March. It's Easter dip time. So these weapons have kind of dropped off a fair bit. I still expect them to rebound and go back up in price around, well, July, August time. The summertime. That's where we tend to see prices peak back up again. Keep an eye on this. I think the SKS might be doing pretty interesting. Should I point out that if you were to go ahead and look at pretty much every single AK-47, every single SAR skin, the majority of them will be down pretty bad, but not these two. And initially, it wasn't sunshine and rainbows. These did initially have some problems, but as time has gone on, they are being appreciated. So, okay, we're still seeing a lot more SKSs being produced and accepted. I will point this out. There is another white SKS in the workshop. I mean, at the end of the day, we might even see like a whiteout one. But then again, we've never seen a whiteout weapon skin actually been accepted. Arctic Skull exists. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see optimized SKS appear. Etro was a new one that's white. And of course, there you go. There's Commando. Don't be surprised if you potentially see Commando. Commando's also, you know, white and gold. No, not Commando, Olympus. Who am I? Where am I? I don't know anymore. Olympus. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. I'd find that odd if they do that. But now that I'm aware of the pattern, let's see what fate decides. Anyway, that right there, I'm optimistic. I'm positive. But that's mostly due to the fact that I'm kind of expecting not too high sales. Like, I'm kind of expecting like 10,000 subscribers maybe, which really wouldn't be that much. And as time goes on, I think that'd be a benefit to it in terms of it being a nice investment. For the skin creators, I'd be under the impression they probably want a whole lot more. I need a new tongue. I should also point out, whilst we're here, we do happen to have a certain pair of tactical gloves. Ooh. So, we praise the Thundergold and hope that we potentially see them, because that would be like a proper pair of white tactical gloves. And that'd be interesting. And now that I mention it, oh yeah, you basically waited a month to be accepted. Well, it happened. Thundergold weapons still keep getting accepted. I'm sure we could probably see a lot more with potential complete the sets rustles and whatnot. Cool. Redemption Handmade NMG. It does have a transparent aim sight. We will be showcasing that to you right now. So over to here. Wow, that looks very nice. Do you know what would also look very nice? A pair of Redemption hoodie and pants. You know what? I'm going to say that quite a lot. Yeah, so some Redemption hoodie and pants would be pretty sweet. But yep, that's a transparent aim sight. Lovely. Now, I should also respect that we've had quite a decent amount of weapon skins so far, and you might be surprised to see that some of them are doing really nicely. Most skins in general right now are struggling and suffering with the Easter dip. Some of these aren't really doing that bad. So M39, slightly down. MP5, slightly down. Pump shotgun, slightly down. Not immensely down, slightly down. Redemption AK-47, perfectly in the positive. Double barrel shotgun came out recently. As of now, it's fine. Sap's doing fine, Revolver's doing fine, Puffer's doing fine. Again, some of these do have transparent aim sights. Let's respect that. M249's doing perfectly fine. Okay, that's cool. But priced at $3.49, and with it being a handmade NMG, are we expecting good times with this? Or are we going to see this become like one of the few that actually manages to go up in the positive? I will remind you that we do have the Blackout Handmade NMG that also has transparency, right? It did sell quite a lot as well. Ooh, okay, maybe that's part of the problem, but yeah, it's cheaper. Maybe this doesn't sell that much. And again, if I'm probably expecting this not to even reach like 10,000 subscribers, I think that puts that in a very interesting spot as well. Okay, well, all right. Now it's in your head now that you've realised, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, he's right. Huh. Keep an eye on this then. If those other redemption skins slowly pick themselves up and slowly progress quite nicely, can't we expect the same with that? Again, maybe the weapon itself is part of the problem. But yes, I could envision that probably working out quite all right, especially during the summertime, more specifically July, August time, 2026. So, okay, we'll see. I think I need to go ahead and I need to consider making a video talking about the HellCore collection, because the HellCore collection just keeps getting more and more skins accepted, and it's starting to remind me of Heat Seeker Summer. But Hedge, it's not the summer yet. We're getting there. All right, chill out. Anyway, yes, Heat Seeker Summer was a spectacular, wonderful time. We were incredibly optimistic. We were incredibly hopeful. And if you have not yet seen the video, let's go remind them. So let's go hop over to Hedge YouTube. And if you were to go over to here and search for my most popular videos, he doesn't have that many popular videos. Here you go. Heat Seeker Summer. Sales and sanity. So we were acknowledging some very nice high sales. We were acknowledging that it was very in demand. But we also acknowledged that as we go through the autumn fall seasonal dip, it was likely going to suffer. And it did. But then after that, oh, post-Christmas, the prices we saw for Heat Seeker skins, they were fantastic. So this was just a fun little video we had about 9 months ago. Wow. And I'm under the impression I might need to go ahead and make a HellCore video now, because I'm very much under the impression people need to become a lot more aware of HellCore, because again, we just keep seeing consistent acceptances over and over and over again. How long will it last for? I don't know. But we are seeing a lot of transparent aim sights. And, well, what do you think we might see when we look at the transparent aim sight of the custom SMG? Yes, it's got a transparent aim sight. So, over here. Let me look at you. Thank you. That's a transparent aim sight. It's not that much. But HellCore Holiday, HellCore Hell, a good one. HellCore Hell. HellCore Hello. Okay, anyway. That right there is just a little bit of pay to win. But guess what? That little bit of pay to win apparently matters a lot. Because if you were to look at all the recent custom SMG skins, you might be surprised to see only one's actually doing quite all right. And again, recent, you could go a little bit further back and see the Blackout SMG, true. But why is that one doing all right and the rest of them not doing very well? Well, behold, that Ruin SMG also happens to have transparency as well. And we definitely pointed that out. In fact, can I even see that? I mean, it's there, it's the red. But the point still remains. People liked it. It sold reasonably, not excessively, reasonably. In fact, how many subscribers did you have? 15,862. Let me tell you this. Looking at the sales so far, I'm not even sure if that's going to even reach 10,000 subscribers. I mean, he said that. So if that's the case, and with the possibility of actually seeing a transparent aim sight M249 potentially happening, I have to sit here and say I've been pretty happy as a recent. Because fairly recently, I have been buying HellCore skins. I've noticed the writing on the wall. So consistent acceptances 1, 2, 3, 4, and then February was all set to have rustors like the Naval Update, Valentine's, Lunar New Year. But the second we return to normal rustors, March 2026, acceptance. Do you have the faith that we could see cuted M249 transparent aim sight? I think they're trying to say cut or cutted. I don't know. I'm saying this all the time in the Rust Workshop skin checks, but I can see a lot of people are approving. And I can see people want. So face punch, gimme. So anyway, I bought 50 bows last night, and that's instantly in a very, 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 very good spot. I bought 50 Thompsons, and they were expensive, but I still did it because I could see the writing on the wall. Face punchers liking. We're liking, the viewers. And I can't help but assume that custom SMG will be getting some sequels after it, and I can't help but assume with its transparency, even though it's priced at $3.49, I think it's going to retain, and I think it could turn into a very nice investment. Yes, $3.49. It's not selling that much. It's in a pretty interesting spot. I have to respect that. So I might even put that right next to the locker and say both of them are probably the best investments for this week, based on what's potentially going to happen. So yeah, I need to get round and start yapping about this, because if I wait a few days and then look at it, I'll probably have a better idea of how much that's going to sell, and then we can talk about possibilities. But let's also acknowledge, so far, how many skins we had? 7. Heatseeker stopped at 9. And yes, the skin creator did try. Well, technically speaking, it stopped at like 7 or 8, and then we had like a random acceptance later. So we had the SKS, you get the idea. So how far is it actually going to go? How high will the prices go? So let me remind you, the SAR, the MP5, the Thompson, the bow, and the custom SMG, they have transparency. But the AK, the L96, they don't. And technically speaking, you can only have so much transparency in a Thompson, so maybe we'll save that for the video, all right? So you're aware now. What do you say? Feel free to comment below. And the only skin that's not abnormal this week, the Nuke Vibe crossbow. I mean, it's fine. I don't want to sound mean or anything, it's just fine. Like, it's a perfectly fine approach. It's nice and colourful. I like to see the scary guy on the sides. Let's just quickly take a look at the collection, and yeah. Yeah. By all means, if you like it, listen, if you like that collection, buy it, use it, enjoy it, show your support to the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future, all right? I like that fridge. I've actually picked up quite a few of them with barders now, but realistically speaking, it wouldn't surprise me. It just drops off, I'm sorry to say. There will be more crossbows. Even Black Diamonds dropped off. I mean, I'm just saying. Wow. Okay. Okay, wow. All right. Stinger's still doing good, though. That's nice to see. I bought 50 of them. Actually bought a few more with bar orders. Anyway. We get the point, Hedge. How about we now hop in game, get a good look at all these skins, and we can see with our own eyes, okay, yeah, some of these are special. Some of these are fantastic. Out here, in the snowy cold tundra, I slide over to the base of operations, and I'm about to showcase to you a very nice looking sleeping bag. Observe. It's filled with gold coins and jewellery. I'm sure you'll be sleeping comfortably and all of that. Right, so get a good look at this pirate themed sleeping bag. A perfectly fine looking design. And of course, how does this look in total darkness? Can confirm. It glows in the dark ever so nicely. So, yeah, quite bright, quite noticeable. What are your thoughts, though? We have seen some interesting looking sleeping bags that glow in the dark that worked out quite nicely in the past. It's not guaranteed to happen. As I said, maybe we end up seeing a lot more sleeping bags this year. Maybe quite a lot of glow in the dark ones, you never know. So we'll see how things turn out. Could we even potentially see some interesting, like, collection continuations? Gotta keep an eye out, so... Alright, at the very least, you're a nice looking skin. But now... Oh, look at the shine on that. So here we have a very nice looking transparent locker. I've already pointed out that, well, with its transparency, you can treat it like a wall of sorts. It can take quite a beating. But yeah, it's got quite a decent amount of HP. You can put it on the very top of your boats. You get the idea. Also, you can put kits in it as well. Hopefully it doesn't get destroyed super quickly. Cool. But you probably have figured out that this doesn't glow in the dark. And so, there you go. There's to prove that, yeah, it doesn't glow. But it still looks perfectly fine. Oh, yes. And it definitely opens the door now for potentially seeing like a full-fledged proper deployable collection for wrought iron. But what deplorable would you like to see being made next? And eventually, what about clothing and armour? What about weapons? Someone did say, what about an AK-47? Talk about pay-to-win transparency. Well, really? It'd be nice and light, wouldn't it? Anyway, yeah, doesn't glow, but it does have a nice amount of transparency, so... Alright, cool. No complaints here. And now over to here, I smell something good. I smell something ever so nice and delicious. Oh, it got burnt to a crisp. Oh no, it's gone. Okay, well, anyway, we still have a very nice and tasty looking barbecue to take a look at. Oh yes, yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, how long do I leave my meat cooking for? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway. Perfectly fine looking space theme design, nice and white like we have with the previous space theme skins, to match up of course with the space building skin, the armoured building skin if you can recall. So yep. And of course let's just get a good look at this at night time. I'm sure you're fully well aware by now, when a barbecue is turned off and it's night time, it will not light up. So they don't glow unless they're turned on. So if you'll notice over to here, you've got a bit of lights there. If you look around the back, you also notice, oh look, delicious meat. So, okay, cool. But I am expecting quite a lot more barbecues in the future. I'm not 100% convinced that that's going to be a-okay and all right. Let's turn lights on, make it nighttime again. And you can see it is quite reflective when it's turned off at nighttime. Not too bad, but yeah. I'm not sure if you have enough going for you. But by all means, if you like it, if you think, yep, I want to see some more space theme skins being accepted, I want to see more of this overall thing, go ahead, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, and keep them nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. Alright? So props to skin creator, that's a perfectly fine looking barbecue. And now we've got two very interesting looking armoured double doors to showcase. So first of all, let's go ahead and look at the protector. At night time with the lights on, ever so nice and shiny, very shiny, look at that. So, okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. Now let's also look around the back as well, because you can have different designs on both sides. So, okay. Seems to be quite similar. Let's now go over to here and look at the armored double door for the porcelain collection. Oh my, look at the shine. Look at the gold. Oh, it's ever so pretty. Now also observe the very fun little doodles and whatnot. So you got like, oh, you got this guy healing himself. A raid is going on. You've got a chicken on the fencing there for some strange reason. You've got a very angry guy right over there. You've also got this guy who fell off the roof. So you got like a lovely sort of chaotic design. But around the back, as we just pointed out, you can have two different designs on each side with an armored double door. And this is quite the contrast. On this side, it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's relaxing. You got this guy here tending to the chickens, feeding them. You got this guy here grabbing some water. You got this guy just tending to the meats, this guy tending to the fuel. A very interesting, fun contrast. A very nice looking armored double door. So obviously this went with an artistic approach. Protector went with a more pay to win approach. Both of them got accepted. But I will ask you, which one happens to be your most favourite? How about we look at them both in total darkness? So as you'll notice, yeah, it's quite bright. It's quite noticeable from a distance. It's been accepted. Will it follow what we saw with the behaviour of the sheet metal double door? After a while, that did pick itself up and go up in price ever so nicely during post-Christmas. Even with that very interesting gingerbread sheet metal double door with glow-in-the-dark and transparency, porcelain still worked out very nicely. So, your question, well, armored double doors, how often do you use them? Again, different servers, different costs, I guess you could say. So, alright. Protector's also very bright and noticeable as well. A perfectly fine option too. And of course, let's look at them both during the day. Let's just move the sun around there. You can see the shine of the sunlight. Oh, wonderful. Now, I will have to stand right up to this in a second, but you can clearly see there's transparency in the hatch. And in contrast with what we see over to here, look at the gold shine. No transparency in this one. Can confirm, no transparency. So, okay. Still looks nice, though. Of course, let's also move the sun around just to see the shine there. That's looking cool. That's looking interesting. But now, let's take control. Someone in the YouTube comments was saying, Hedge, you got to show off like with the hatches up. So, all right, there you go. That's for that guy. Ta-da! And when you stand right up to it, you can only see so much. I want to jump. Well, now I can't see that much at all. And of course, over to here, you don't even need to pull it up. You can see through that perfectly fine. Again, there's only so much you can see. It's not like perfectly. But that's armored double doors. You know, you can't get that much vision, right? And of course, boop, and there you go. So, yep, two perfectly fine options. This is 50 cents cheaper. But I'll ask you again, at the end of the day, which one's your favourite? Let's switch to like a nice sort of dusk. Yeah, that looks nice now. Which one are you going to be chasing after? Feel free to comment below. And here's your top seller for the week so far. Acid Arachnid, hoodie and pants. A pretty interesting looking spider design. I'm surprised we didn't see anything like that for like Halloween. Although, I mean, I swear we've had like attempts. Either way, it's out here now. And could we potentially see some interesting collection continuations on the horizon? Let's just pan around. I will need to go ahead and showcase pretty quickly that it doesn't glow in the dark. I know some people have assumed it, but, well, let's just go ahead and showcase it at night time first of all. So that. Quite shiny. Quite reflective as well. Look at that. So overall, the rest of it doesn't really shine that much. So now, let's just go ahead and prove that it doesn't glow. No glow. No worries. Well, I mean, we'll go ahead and test this out in different environments. But you might notice, even with just a little bit of light, like so, it can be quite noticeable. There you go. It's not glowing. It's just bright. And that might be a bit of a concern for quite a lot of people. So it might not have been super clear for you, like when you just saw it in the Rust store. But is it clear to you now? Well, maybe with a change of environment, you probably start to notice that in shade, you can still kind of see the chest area. Now, in theory, maybe you could just put some clothes, no, armor on. You've already got clothes on. Armor. What kind of armor? Well, if you're going to go, like, with a bit of a budget, ta-da! So it doesn't really add up and match up quite nicely, does it? Also, I'm not sure if people are super into the idea of potentially using Jade Tier 2. It's green. Is it green enough? It's cheap. I could say that too. Maybe you might not be a fan of that, so how about if I just quickly switch over to Reptile Hunter instead? I never realised how well Reptile Hunter pairs up with, like, Temple Tier 3. It actually does look quite nice, yeah. Anyway, all of that, it really shouldn't be that expensive. Not ridiculously expensive. So, okay, I mean, definitely a consideration, I guess you could say. But you do kind of want to try and hide your chest with the hoodie, wouldn't you? So, for your consideration. Anyway, nighttime look as well. And now, none of it really reflects that much, other than Reptile Hunter, which does quite a bit. And then, of course, in total darkness, none of it glows. Not a piece. So, look at me. Turn around. Right, anyway, so I think what I'm going to do now is take the armor off. And I'm just going to go stand in, like, a field, in a shaded forest, and a jungle. And you can offer me your opinions. What do you think in regards to this brand new hoodie and pants? So, opinions? Let's roll. So as you get closer and closer, you might notice, yeah, it's quite noticeable. Darker green pigment. In this field, it stands out. Maybe you're going to sit there and say, it's not for me. Like, I've already looked at this with my chat right now. So don't forget, I always stream the brand new skins. I do this live on my Twitch. Look at the description. You'll see the links to all my socials right there if you scroll down. But yeah, we've kind of come to an agreement. We don't really look at this as a camo set. It's a nice looking set. We're not really seeing it as a camouflage option. So, how about we change the scenery again? First of all, I should at the very least just tweak the time. So, if I could just switch this. Let's go this way. No, let it settle as well. Let's just let it settle as well for a bit. There you go. Right. Let's pull back a bit. Let's also bring it back up a little bit more. Let's turn the sun around this way as well. That might be nice. You're still kind of standing out, Hedge. Again, just a little bit too dark compared to all the grass in the field. Let's go all the other way around. Yeah. And now let's go with total darkness. Stop right there for a second. Only a little bit of light. Is that chest area still noticeable? Not really now. And of course in total darkness. Boom, done. So. Alright, understood. Not too much of a problem when it's super dark. So let's go jump in a shaded area and see for ourselves in that regard. Alright, go. Can you spot me? Probably isn't that hard. I remember seeing a study where apparently because humans long ago used to be prey animals, they can identify a lot more different colours of green compared to any other colours. AKA, you very likely would have spotted this just over to here. This creature lurking. So, alright. Would you have noticed that instantly, though? Like, if you're a bit smart, if you're a bit smart, you were probably looking for shade pretty quickly, weren't you? Because that's basically what we said. But yeah, this is the chest. You can see it. But, again, it's so dark that it stands out in the shade regardless. So we've got this sort of issue. Maybe it's not what everybody thought of. I'm sure a lot of people probably looked at it and thought, well, it looks nice at the very least. I'm happy still. Fair enough. That's fine. You better hope we see a sequel, though. I mean, if you bought a pair for yourself, that's different. That's not an investment. But, yeah, we'll see what this ends up being like. Like, if I could just quickly adjust this there. Let's just add a little bit of light. Just a little bit of light, yeah. There you go. So it's starting to get really dark. But you do still kind of stand out. And then, like so. I mean, that's not too bad. Are we overthinking it? Probably. Yeah. maybe in the jungle, it might be a fair bit better. And we have said this quite a lot. If you aren't fully well aware, I did record an interesting video showcasing various different options for green camouflage when the jungle first appeared in Rust back in May 2025. Psst. Hey, this is the video right here. So, green clothing and armor, Rust skin camouflage, a jungle showcase. So basically I grabbed like, tier 2, tier 3, even jackets, and I just test out to see how good and how effective they are in the jungle. So this is from last year, and yeah, there's a lot of chapters right there. So you can see all the green options I showcase, and of course how I test out. So yep, consider giving it a good watch. And there's also a primitive video as well, as you'll see, boom, right over to there. I'll link both of them in the description, so just scroll down, you'll see the videos, and yeah, that's for your consideration. And so let's now hop back and return to where we were. So maybe I might need to link that in the description. Consider looking for that if you want. But I came to a conclusion, you just need to wear dark clothing and armor, and if you're in a shaded spot in the jungle, you're pretty good. So now let's go ahead and find myself. Where am I? Did you spot me? I wasn't very creative, I just stuck myself to the left again. As we get closer and closer and closer, is it doing an okay job? It's not bad, it's, yeah. I will sit here and say, there's definitely cheaper options for some dark clothing. You can even wear brown, and it's still perfectly fine, like in the shaded areas of the jungle. So, yeah. Like, if I could just have a quick change of clothing. Go on, find me. Pause the video if you must. But yeah, I did put an effort in now to just quickly switch sides. Yeah, I'm just wearing a wetsuit. I'm just simply wearing a wetsuit over to here. Look at that. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Just wear dark clothing. Which, of course, kind of doesn't really help out the acid arachnid hoodie and pants. So, offer your opinions. By all means, please. Did you already buy a bunch? Are you still alright? Again, if we see a collection continuation, it's still Sparkle on Sparkle price. So, yeah. I'm not fully convinced it's camo. You know, let's say they do tier 2 or tier 3, and it's not like bright in the chest area, and it does cover like the chest area perfectly fine. You get the idea. Maybe it'll work out alright. And again, you could always just switch out the hoodie. Not too much of a problem, is it? So, alright, cool, understood. How about we go back and showcase the rest of the clothing and the armor? And here we have Wasteland Recruit. So, it's got a pretty interesting grounded approach. I'll give it that. It's not super flashy. It's not super colourful. You're not dressed up as like a rainbow pony or anything. No. It's not camouflage either. It's just, well, Wasteland Recruit. So, opinions? I know there's a lot of people that hate super colourful skins. I know there's people that happen to appreciate the more grounded designs. Well, what do you reckon? At $2 a piece, I will be questioning it, alright? If it was just 99 cents each, alright, I really wouldn't really, I wouldn't really like be upset with it, but like, by default, if we still see collection continuations, you do have to expect that sparkling on sparkling price. I just wonder how it progresses. What does the hoodie and pants look like? The tier 2. It could be interesting. I don't want to dismiss it, but yeah. I was kind of hoping for naval camo today. I was. Yeah, I'm a little bit upset. All right, anyway. Night time with the lights on. Let's get a good close-up look at you, and you're somewhat reflective. Face mask, not really reflective. No. So it looks fine. Got no issue with it. But as I said, I had actually gone ahead and paired it up with Undersalt. So how about, after now showcasing that this clearly doesn't glow in the dark, we now go ahead and pair it up with a few pieces of Violet Assault, and maybe you actually might like what you see. Okay, so just to point out, Undersalt, road sign kilt, road sign gloves, road sign boots, and of course the hoodie and pants. So, thoughts? What do you think? I think it goes quite well. I think it goes quite alright. It doesn't really like take away attention from like the chest plate in the face mask. But maybe that's what we should be expecting with its own hoodie and pants and tier 2 in the future, more specifically the kilt, redstone gloves and boots. I mean, hey, what do you think? Does that look nice to you? Because some of you might sit there and say, well, I might as well just go get the Unassault tier 3 then. I mean, it's quite expensive, isn't it? Face mask is still like $4.50. Chest plate, I think that's still $6. I was just saying, you know, you could get another grounded approach. So, alright then. Got to keep an eye out, but again, 2 weeks of Easter is in the way. Gonna have to wait a little bit, aren't we, for potential collection continuations? And then finally, we might eventually see Naval Camo tier 3, right? Still, you know, Black Ops tier 2 would be nice. Just saying. I'm just saying. I might have stuck my hands in the jam jar. Or I think Americans call it jelly. Yeah. Sorry. I just looked at it and thought, yeah. What have I been sticking my hands in? Don't comment. I don't want to hear the weird things you'll come up with. Anyway, yep, my hands are swollen. They're bright and purple and shiny. What on earth's happened here? Well, Deep Ruby got another skin accepted. And coincidentally, we're still waiting for tier 3 for that. I reckon Wynet could consider making a jacket. I guess that couldn't hurt. Yeah, that'd probably be a pretty interesting option. But yeah, no, it's been successful. We've had clothing and armour, weapons and tools, and of course, recently we've seen some deployables. But what would you like to see being made next? Now, first of all, how's it look at night time? With the lights on nearby, of course. And it is quite reflective. Yes, indeed. Who would have guessed? It was already shiny, and now it's even more shiny. Well, I mean, kind of looks a little bit darker, which is a bit funny. And of course, does it glow in the dark? Well, no need to worry. No concerns. No glow. All is good. So, alright then. Priced at $1.49. I'm not sure if it's going to be A-OK. It's an incomplete collection, and we have no idea if the tier 3 will ever be accepted. Maybe the skin creator will feel reinvigorated and try and do a second or third attempt. I don't remember how many times he's tried. We'll see. But what's your opinion? Feel free to comment below. Okay, time to showcase the weapons. And what do we have over here? Yes. The Nuke Vibe crossbow. Now, unfortunately, it's collection. It's not in demand. But are you a fan? You got the nice hazmat wrapped coloration. You got the nuke symbols. You got the creepy face on the side. Ah, it's a treat. It's lovely. Now, of course, let's hold it in my hands. Give that a nice reload. Get a good look at that. And think. Yay. Right. What we'll do is look at it at night time as well. And it is reasonably noticeable. Not like super easy to see, but yeah, I will say I have seen better. Sorry to say. So, alright. No complaints here. Not too bad. But how about we actually go over to here? Just get a good look at that. Yeah, not too reflective. I guess people will appreciate that. What we're going to do is going to strike a pose. And let's get up nice and close. So, a perfectly fine looking design that's been accepted. I will say though, I did see some interesting transparent crossbows. Looks like they weren't accepted. So, yep, this takes the spot instead. And it has been, we've been seeing some pretty interesting consistent skins being produced. They're being accepted. So if there were to be a brand new Nuke Vibe weapon skin or tools to be produced, what would you like to see being made next? I guess it wouldn't be too surprising if we potentially see like a salvaged axe at some point. And from here and now, we should be anticipating salvaged tools. I will clarify, for April, looks like Face Punch only wants to have independent salvaged axes, but then after that, they'll be treated as a pair. So in the future, we'll be looking forward to stone tools, regular tools, and salvage tools. Sounds pretty cool. Right, so let's go put this away. Because I've got a custom SMG to talk about. Oh, yes, indeed. Right, so get a good look at the transparency. That's looking good. White with a bit of black. I think you can see that perfectly fine in snow to a point. I'm not sure if you're roaming around in the snow with a custom SMG. Maybe you'll feel compelled with this. Hey, maybe. But I do want to just quickly point out, first of all, third-person view. Looking pretty cool. $3.49 though. But considering the position that it's in, with the potential for an M249, which is just over there. Look at that. Get a little bit more closer. Right, you get the idea. I have seen attempts for a transparent M249 in the past. I will confirm to you, it seems Facepunch didn't like that. We have seen a transparent M249 from FancyOb's Twitch Drops batch. That was 2 years ago. I should also confirm that glowed in the dark. Glowed as in the whole body of it. So, are we going to see more leniency and potentially see that? Or will Facepunch rather dig deep and pick out the crossbow with transparency instead? Will we see a HellCore next week, or will it be a break? We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let's give that a nice little reload. Nighttime look. That was weird. Did that look like a flash? Anyway, cool. I almost stopped there, but no, I'll continue. I'm sure you saw that look weird as well. Oh, it's a weird video. That's what you expect from me. So it's not that noticeable at night time. Let me confirm that to you. It's not super noticeable at night time. That's a bit of a problem we've noticed with the previous HellCore skins. Nice transparent aim sights, not very visible when it's dark. So, oh dear, oh dear. Right, then let's go pose. So here, somewhat reflective, somewhat shiny. And now let's go over to here and look pretty. So let's get up nice close. Observe. Could that actually turn into a nice bit of profit? Well, we still need to see a collection continuation after it. At the very least, if we do not see a collection continuation, do you believe in the further future, more specifically summertime, more specifically July and August, because we're from different countries, we have different seasons, I'll acknowledge. But yeah, usually July, August time, that's where we tend to see prices peak again. Do you reckon this, with the HellCore collection, will be having a fun time? What weapon skin would you like to see being made next? Feel free to comment below. But I'm not stopping because, I've got plenty more to showcase. Oh, that was a bit funny. Right, anyway. Oh. So this doesn't have transparency. Let me confirm to you, this does not have transparency. It is a Thundergold SKS. Looking ever so nice and shiny. So, let's go ahead and look in third person. Alright, let's get the sunlight on you. Nice and shiny. Now, so if I could just pull back a fair bit. Further. I'm not looking at any gold right there. I'm not seeing that much gold. Let's zoom in as well. How's it look? Yeah, you don't notice the gold from a distance. It is essentially a white SKS. But we kind of said the same thing last week, and then the week before that. Anyway, so point still remains, based on what we're looking at here. Are we going to see more white SKSs being accepted? I'm not going to rule it out. We are noticing that pattern. So if we see Olympus next week, just go. Predictable. Anyway, it's nice to have options, and Thundergold is a very nice looking set. Let's get a good look at night time. It is noticeable. Yep, I can see the white parts of it. That stands out. I can see like the hoop, the circular part of the aim sight. I can see a lot more of it now. So, yeah. Alright. Let's go give it a good proper look in third person now. So let's pan around. Look at the shiny skin. Yeah. Not too bad. And if you're a little bit worried, like, people might see me from a distance. No, you can't see things with good night light in third person. That doesn't happen. So, if you stare at it long enough, you'll realise, no, I can't see it. So, alright, cool. Understood. Right then, so let's go over to here, see how shiny you are. When we stand near the lights, and it is quite shiny. It is quite shiny indeed. And then we'll strike a pose. I'll try my best to look pretty, but it's definitely doing a much better job of it. Look at that. Look at that. Well then, look at that gold glisten. Look at that white, that pearly white design stand out with a nice sort of silvery sheen. And then next week we'll probably see another white one. We'll see. Anyway, thoughts, opinions. I still think it's not going to sell that much. It ended up in this position. It's not its fault. It's just ended up in this position, and, well, timing's awkward. Timing is awkward, so, alright. Keep an eye on that. I'm very curious what happens next. Again, let's survive the Easter dip. You know, it could go as long as May time, but eventually we will be past the worst of it, right? We will be past the worst of it, and we will look forward to July and August. Hopefully June this year is good. Last year it wasn't. We had a dip. I don't know why we had a dip, but yeah, we had a dip. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this Redemption Handmade LMG. Right. But again, we've seen other transparent handmade LMGs. We had the 2 Christmas ones. We had transparency, and we've also already got like blackout. And those skins are cheaper than this. But as I've already alluded to, we have seen Redemption weapon skins come out in the past. They've kind of been there for a bit, didn't do much. Then suddenly, as time went on, they went up into the positive. And they're still in the positive. So I do believe a lot of people do happen to appreciate Redemption. I certainly would appreciate some hoodie and pants. I'm just saying. I'll never stop, Slow-Nosed. I'll keep asking. Anyway, let's get a good look at that lovely cranberry red sheen. Look at the shine. Look at that. So, what do you think? Could this be the one that actually works out alright in the future? We saw quite a few interesting weapon skins last year. They did end up in a bit of an odd spot, but they did still recover. What about you, Handmade LMG? What about you? Well, yeah, let's just give that a nice reload in front of all of you. No hidden joke there. Unbelievable, Slow-Nosed. You had... you could have put like some cranberries there or something. Anyway. Not too much. And it's not super noticeable. I can see it. It's not super noticeable. Okay, I can see the body. It's yeah, fair enough. Right. I can hear it. Right, over to here then. Let's pose. First of all, let's just get a good look at that shine. Oh, yes, very shiny. And then over to here. Boom. Well then, what's your most favourite weapon skin of the week? Is this the one? It's shiny. Look at that. Right. So yeah, you probably already saw this because I did showcase it in a short video somewhat recently. What's next for Redemption? We've already seen quite a lot of interesting skins being accepted already, but what's next? What do you want to see? I know what I want to see. You know exactly what I want to see. But was Slow-Nosed to listen? No. I know you can hear me, Slow-Nosed. Give me the hoodie pants, give me the hoodie pants, give me the hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants, please. Now, let me repeat. Next week's Rush Store is still non-holiday skins. But it's likely just going to be a lot of like late picks, skins that are submitted just this past weekend. So if you're to be aware of all those brand new skins, consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks for March 17, 2026. All the chapters are there for all the collection continuations. We saw a lot of interesting designs. So yeah, for your consideration. And of course, we already talk about like we've already talked about the salvaged axes. Yes, 2 notable collection continuations and an extra design has been placed here as well. What I'll do is I'll grab the link for this. I'll link it in the description as well, so you can stay up to date with all the newest submissions, more specifically the most recent ones. And like I said, do not be surprised if we see some Easter designs. A carrot? Some sort of strange looking bunny? I don't know what to expect. Maybe a colourful Easter eggy sort of design? I don't know what to expect. But you should also be keeping track of all the newest submissions for Easter 2026. I know a few more skins have been submitted and they're already in this collection, but I'm expecting between 200 to 250. I'm expecting a very interesting batch of skins, but let me remind you, you know how like a good few weeks back, we saw that very interesting Chinese panel wooden double door where you got to start questioning, will anybody do like a super transparent wooden double door like that? Where we see people make an Easter themed SKS. Maybe someone will try and attempt a transparent aim sight again. You know, so Easter themed spinning wheel. Make it transparent and turn it into an Easter egg. Can they do that? I don't know. That'd be cool. But it also might look really weird. I mean, we'll see. So, yes. We know we're getting a whole bunch more items being added. It's the same old for what we're expecting. Like wallpapers, floor papers. In fact, let's now switch over to here. Because, of course, we can introduce you to Mr. Protox, yes. So he'll keep you informed of all the new content that's about to appear. Of course, we've got 2 weeks to go, but then, of course, April 4 swipe. Water wheel. What about water wheel boats? Oh, that might be cool. The steamboats, remember that? You can't really have steamboats in Rust, can you? I mean, aesthetically pleasing wheels on boats. Something like that. That'd be cool. Anyway. That's nice. He'll also showcase to you, like, new things that will be added in regards to, like, gameplay changes. So, chainsaws. Apparently, you don't need to worry about the X's anymore on trees, except the Creek version, apparently. And he's already showcased and talked about all the Easter content. So, of course, when that's out, I'll showcase it myself. I'll do like a short video, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. But 2 wallpapers, 1 floor paper. And based on the success of the previous wallpapers for previous holidays, how good are they doing so far? If I actually just search for wallpaper, do they pop up? Wallpaper. Well, there's 1. What do you search to find them? Let's quickly go remind ourselves. So, of course, we had Christmas ones, right? Scroll. They're not there. Huh. It'll appear in Rust Help, I'm sure. So, Quick, keep turning my neck around. Right, there you go. Wow, they're not even acknowledged here as well. What? Huh? Okay, that's a bit of a surprise. Not even the second week? Try the second week. There you go. So, assorted gift wrap down 63%. Red festive floor tiles down 54%. Decorative plaster. Oh dear. So yeah, they don't have wallpaper in the name. Huh. Well, actually, can you search with the term like there, and does it appear? No. Huh. But based on what you just saw there, the Christmas ones, you might notice they're not doing very good, are they? No. Oh dear. So awesome. So I guess we've got that to look forward to. Yay. Anyway. Keep track of all the newest submissions. I'd recommend you look in the description right now. You go to micro522.com and you just click date submitted once, and you'll see all the newest submissions. Now, as you'll notice, for this specific week, we've only got a few skins so far, so it's not too hard to realise that was the previous week's batch. This is the new batch, right? So keep track of that. Cool. Now, I've got to say, I'm only just going to mention it now. Isn't it surprising how we suddenly stopped seeing garage doors? Well, Easter will probably reinvigorate that. Oh dear. And a bed. Don't be surprised if we see Easter beds. I'm fully expecting that as well. So, alright, cool. We've got some expectations. Will they actually happen? We shall see. And don't worry, I will be keeping you informed of all the potential collection continuations. I won't be making my very own collection, but I'll still make a video identifying all of them. And I can confirm we've already got 1. I'm fully well aware of this particular rock. Yes, look at it. Oh dear, what's happened? Are we going to get a baby next year? I mean, first of all, does it get accepted? We shall see. But, yeah, alright. Let's now wrap up the video. What if, for Easter, you know how, like, for Halloween they have the weird creatures that roam around? What if we had, like, scary guys in bunny costumes that threw Easter egg grenades at you? It might be fun. Anyway, let's get a quick look at this. At night, with the torches on nearby. Definitely makes the gold turn into like a pink rose sort of gold. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. That's looking pretty sweet. Well then. So, I know a lot of people, like, with a quick glance, they might dismiss it because they didn't see the Clothing Armor collection continuations that they were hoping for. But honestly, this Rust was pretty sweet. We saw some pretty nice looking designs. But which one was your favourite? Was it one of the interesting looking deployables that we see back over to here? Was it one of the bits of clothing and armour that we showcased? Or was it potentially one of those weapons? Feel free to comment below. And let's see what random things we're going to see next week. Will we finally see Black Ops Tier 2? Were they saving that for this specific spot? Will we actually see the HellCore M249? Or will we take a break? Much like what we did with the very last Rust store for January 2026. Go check. Go see for yourself. There wasn't a HellCore skin there. It'll be interesting. Or maybe we'll get like a random skin from like 10 years ago. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so that's it. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was reasonably concise and straight to the point. Yeah, I take my time. You get the idea. Oh, by the way, just pause. You might have noticed my short video. It took a while for it to upload. I had weird problems. I will point out, I do have a TikTok. I do have a Twitter. I posted it earlier on there. But yeah, on YouTube, I don't know why. It just would not, like, allow itself to be posted. So, yeah, what a strange thing to end on. But that's it. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. Saying goodbye.